DMX. The Darkman X went from rap royalty to tragedy incarnate, and it all started with his own demons. DMX's crack addiction began at age 14 when a mentor tricked him into smoking a lace cigarette, setting the stage for decades of self-sabotage that would make even the streets shake their heads, bruh. By the 2000s, his legal troubles were stacking like his Billboard hits, but instead of platinum plaques, he was collecting court dates and L's. In 2004, he caught a bizarre case for impersonating a federal agent and crashing through JFK airport security, claiming he was on some federal mission. Wild ass move. The streets were confused, the fans disappointed, and the media had a field day clowning this wild behavior, no cap. Homie really thought he was Agent X or something. That's some next level delusion right there, straight delusional, my guy. His personal life was messier than a drill beef between rival sets, deadass. DMX fathered 17 children with 11 different women, racking up over $400,000 in child support debt that had him dodging process servers like he was running from the feds. The public watched him get arrested repeatedly for non-payment, with a 2015 6-month jail stint being one of many wake-up calls he ignored like a deaf mute. His homophobic lyrics in tracks like Where the Hood At drew backlash from LGBTQ+ advocates, but hip-hop's culture at the time largely overlooked such rhetoric. Facts. The tax fraud conviction in 2017 for hiding $1.7 million in income was the nail in the coffin for any comeback hopes. Straight up finito. Fans expressed sympathy, but the industry distanced itself from his unpredictability like he had the plague, word to mother. Animal cruelty charges for neglecting pit bulls at his Arizona home brought PETA protesters to his shows, further alienating mainstream audiences who were already fed up. His rants against industry figures like Jay-Z claiming sabotage burned bridges with potential collaborators who could have thrown him a lifeline, but pride got in the way. DMX died on April 9th, 2021 from a cocaine-induced heart attack, leaving behind a complicated legacy that still has the culture divided to this day. His estate remains in legal battles over assets and debts among his children, with no will-complicating distribution like a real-life soap opera that's still going. A posthumous album featuring collaborations like Bring Out the Worst with Joyner Lucas dropped in 2025, reminding fans of his raw talent while highlighting what addiction cost him and the culture. R.I.P. to the dog, for real. Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks had the talent to be rap royalty, but turned herself into hip-hop's most toxic personality through her own inflammatory actions, basically becoming the genre's worst nightmare, deadass. Her 2011 hit 212 Inches showcased sharp lyricism that should have launched a legendary career and had the culture ready to crown her queen, for real. Instead, she became the culture's biggest self-saboteur through relentless social media warfare and outrageous behavior that alienated everyone who tried to support her, proving that talent without discipline is just wasted potential. Straight facts. The 2016 Zayn Malik Twitter feud epitomized her career destruction when she called him slurs and went full racist after accusing him of copying her video style. Wild disrespectful. Twitter suspended her account faster than you could say canceled, and she was dropped as a headliner for London's Born and Bred Festival. Bag fumbled. Public reaction was swift condemnation, with fans and media calling her racist and homophobic. Straight up, her clash with 14-year-old Disney star Sky Jackson showed her true colors when she called the teenager names and mocked her appearance, drawing outrage for targeting a minor. That's when you know you've lost the plot completely. Attacking kids is wild corny. Her 2015 assault charge for biting a female security guard's breast at an NYC club became a viral embarrassment that had the internet in shambles. Straight comedy. The 2021 Dead Cat incident, where she posted videos of herself digging up and boiling her deceased pet, shocked even her most loyal supporters, leading to platform bans and universal disgust. That's some psycho behavior. In July 2025, her anti-LGBTQ+ posts calling being gay or transgender a trauma response sparked massive backlash from queer communities and activists who were fed up with her toxic takes. Her recent sharing of alleged nude photos from Conor McGregor in July 2025, claiming he propositioned her, reignited debates about her attention-seeking behavior that's become more predictable than a Drake hook facts. The public labeled her actions as privacy violations and desperate publicity stunts that nobody was buying. Banks remains active but largely sidelined from mainstream success, recently pulling out of festivals like Boomtown due to promoter disputes. Her talent is consistently overshadowed by controversies, with critics calling her hip-hop's most self-destructive force, a real cautionary tale of how to fumble the bag spectacularly. Word up. Chief Keef. Chief Keef pioneered Chicago drill music but sabotaged his own empire through gang violence, legal troubles, and deliberately avoiding mainstream success like it was the police. Straight reckless. His 2012 hit I Don't Like influenced artists like Drake and Lil Durk, proving drill could go global and change the game forever. But his Black Disciples affiliation led to repeated arrests for firearm possession and probation violations. When rival Lil Jojo was murdered in 2012, Keef's Twitter response was cold-blooded. It's sad cause that Jojo wanted to be just like us, #LGBTQ+. LMAO. The public erupted in outrage for glorifying violence amid Chicago's gang crisis, with police investigating his potential involvement in what was becoming a real-life war zone. That's some heartless shit. 50 Cent tried mentoring Keef, advising him to capitalize on his 2012 buzz and turn that street credibility into generational wealth like the smart move. But Keef ignored the guidance and instead suspended his 2015 Film On contract over disputes, bag fumbling at its finest. He engaged in feuds with Rick Ross and Lupe Fiasco, who called him a hoodlum, burning bridges with industry veterans who could have elevated his career beyond the cheese stupid moves. His performances were banned in Chicago due to violence fears, limiting his live performance revenue and hometown support when he needed it most. That's wild ironic. The culture was divided on his lazy, drugged-out style post-2014, with some hailing his innovation, while others criticized it as self-destructive behavior that was killing his potential. Straight facts. His rejection of major deals to preserve authenticity led to lost revenue and relegated him to cult status rather than mainstream dominance. Pride over profit. Interscope dropped him in 2014 after he consistently violated contract terms and failed to deliver commercially viable projects that could have had him eating good for decades. Fumbled the whole bag. Chief Keef remains active in 2025, releasing music and collaborations while operating independently like a true street entrepreneur. Respect for that hustle. His longtime producer's release from prison in January 2025 has sparked fan excitement for new work that might recapture that original magic. We'll see. He released his second True Religion collection and performed in Chicago after years away, signaling a partial comeback that the fans been waiting for. Though he maintains influence in drill music, his deliberate avoidance of mainstream success cost him millions in cultural dominance that could have been his for the taking. Facts. Bow Wow. Brother Man Bow Wow transitioned from beloved child star to hip-hop punchline through a series of embarrassing lies and desperate attention-seeking behavior that had the culture laughing at him instead of with him, straight clown behavior. The 2017 Bow Wow Challenge epitomized his downfall when he posted fake private jet photos to boast about traveling to NYC like he was living that billionaire lifestyle. Cap Central. Fans exposed the images as stock photos, creating a viral meme mocking his fraudulent lifestyle claims that spread faster than wildfire through the culture. The public's reaction was devastating. They weren't just disappointed, they were laughing at him like he was a comedy show instead of a rapper. Straight disrespectful, but deserved. His cough syrup addiction led to a 2007 hospitalization, which he later called the worst experience of his life, showing that even child stars ain't immune to the street's temptations. Real shit. While fans showed sympathy, media questioned his role model status and responsibility to younger listeners who looked up to him like a big brother. His beefs with mentor Jermaine Dupri over publishing rights in 2023 and feuds with Soulja Boy and Romeo Miller over biggest child star claims appeared petty and irrelevant to the culture that had already moved on to newer stars. A 2019 arrest for assaulting ex-girlfriend Leslie Holden resulted in mutual charges, though he claimed innocence like most cats do when they get caught red-handed. The incident further portrayed him as unstable and problematic, adding to his growing list of L's that kept piling up. His 2024 comments about missing Diddy's parties amid abuse allegations sparked backlash, with fans accusing him of insensitivity and tweeting "Lock him up too," proving the internet has zero chill when you move reckless. Facts. Bow Wow is currently touring with the Millennium Tour 2025, discussing fatherhood and rivalries in interviews while maintaining media relevance despite past scandals that should have ended his career, somehow still getting bags. He released Use Me with Chris Brown, showing he can still secure. Features with major artists who are willing to work with controversial figures. That's something. However, his career remains a shadow of his early 2000s stardom, with Reddit users calling him a has-been, who squandered his potential like a first-round draft pick who never made it to the league. Tragic for real. DaBaby. This dude's meteoric rise crashed spectacularly during 90 seconds of homophobic ranting at Rolling Loud 2021 that cost him an estimated $30 million in industry respect faster than you could say canceled, straight self-sabotage. His track Rockstar, featuring Roddy Ricch, had dominated charts for 7 straight weeks, proving he could deliver mainstream hits while maintaining street credibility that kept the streets and suburbs happy. Facts. Then he decided to target LGBTQ plus fans during his Miami performance, basically throwing his career in the trash for no reason at all. Dumb move. The crowd's energy shifted immediately, but instead of recognizing his mistake, DaBaby doubled down on Instagram, claiming his live show content wasn't for bitter bitches on the internet, basically digging his own grave deeper dead-ass stupid. The backlash was immediate and devastating. Dua Lipa condemned him. Elton John called his comments horrific, and he was dropped from festivals like Lollapalooza faster than a hot potato. His attempts at damage control failed miserably like a rookie trying to guard LeBron, just making it worse. Radio stations stopped playing his music. Streaming platforms removed him from playlists, and his sales sales plummeted 85%, like his stock had crashed completely, devastating numbers. When he did manage to book shows, fans threw trash on stage, and venues reported selling only 500 tickets in 14,000 capacity arenas that looked emptier than a ghost town. Embarrassing as hell. Reports surfaced of him offering buy one get one deals just to fill seats, which is basically rap career suicide in front of everyone, straight humiliating. The 2018 Walmart shooting, where he fatally shot a man in self-defense, had already raised questions about his temperament and whether he could control himself when shit got real. Multiple assault incidents, including a 2022 bowling alley fight, reinforced his violent image and alienated potential collaborators who didn't want that smoke or drama. Critics argued his declining music quality, not just cancel culture, contributed to his fall from grace. The bars got weaker too. The baby is pushing a comeback in 2025, reflecting on his cancellation in interviews and maintaining social media activity like he's plotting his return to the throne. We'll see if it works. Reddit debates suggest some fans believe he can rebound, but he remains excluded from major platforms and collaborations that could restore his former glory. Uphill battle. His career serves as a cautionary tale about how quickly homophobic rhetoric can destroy mainstream success in modern hip-hop, where acceptance is everything. Straight facts. Tory Lanez. So fam, Tory Lanez destroyed his promising career by shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot after a 2020 party, then compounding the damage through relentless harassment and denial that made him look guilty as hell, wild reckless. Megan testified that Lanez shouted, "Dance, bitch," before firing at her feet, wounding her and offering $1 million for her silence like some mob movie villain. Straight psychotic behavior. Instead of accepting responsibility, Lanez released music mocking her, including tracks like Money Over Fallouts, and trolled her online like a bitter ex who couldn't let go. Pathetic move. The public reaction was severely polarized, with feminists supporting Megan and highlighting misogyny against black women, while some rappers like Drake subtly dissed Megan in lyrics that added fuel to the fire. Messy situation. Text message evidence and testimonies from witnesses proved Lanez's guilt beyond reasonable doubt, but he maintained his innocence throughout the trial like he was auditioning for an Oscar. Delusional as hell. His aggressive behavior during proceedings turned public opinion further against him and made him look unhinged to anyone paying attention. Self-destruction at its finest. Convicted in 2022 on assault and weapons charges, Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison in 2023, basically ending his career while it was still climbing the charts. The case became a symbol of violence against black women, with Megan facing harassment and death threats from Lanez supporters throughout the ordeal that showed how toxic fandoms can get. Wild, disrespectful. A viral body cam video in 2025 reinforced his guilt for many who had questioned the evidence, basically sealing his fate in the court of public opinion. Game over. Lanez is currently incarcerated at California Correctional Institution, Tehachapi, releasing music via prison tapes while pursuing appeals that probably won't save his career. Anyway, too little too late. Oral arguments are scheduled for August 2025, with new evidence claims being refuted by Megan's legal team faster than his lawyer can file them. He was stabbed in prison in May 2025, highlighting the dangers of his incarceration and proving that karma hits different behind bars. Consequences are real. His career remains effectively over, serving as a stark reminder that violence against women has severe consequences in the modern era, where accountability actually matters. Straight facts. Kodak Black. Yo, Kodak Black emerged with trap bangers like No Flocking, but systematically destroyed his career through relentless legal troubles and tone-deaf public statements that kept him in hot water constantly. As a teenager, he faced charges including robbery, assault, and a 2016 accusation where he allegedly assaulted a high school girl in a hotel room, painting him as a predator from jump. The rape charge led to house arrest and intense public outrage, with feminists organizing boycotts and protests against his music that tried to cancel him before cancel culture was even a thing. His 2019 disrespect of Nipsey Hussle's widow, Lauren London, exemplified his poor judgment when he said he'd give her a year before pursuing her romantically. Basically the worst timing in rap history. No respect for the dead. T.I. and The Game immediately condemned him for the tasteless comments made while the community was still grieving Nipsey's death, showing that even the streets have standards and boundaries. The hip-hop community was disgusted by his timing and insensitivity, with many artists cutting ties with him completely like he had some contagious disease, rightfully so. His Percocet addiction has led to multiple relapses, including a 2024 video showing him swallowing pills that went viral for all the wrong reasons. His April 2025 arrest for oxycodone trafficking and possession further damaged his image and highlighted his inability to stay clean when his career depended on it. New abuse allegations from ex-Miranda Johnson in 2025 have alienated additional supporters and sparked fresh controversies that keep his name in the headlines for the wrong reasons entirely. Repeated incarcerations disrupted album releases and tours, making it impossible to maintain momentum when consistency is everything in this game. Can't build a fan base from jail. Despite securing features with major artists like Kendrick Lamar, his legal issues and erratic behavior limited mainstream success that could have had him set for life. He recently predicted being targeted by hate campaigns like Drake, showing his paranoid mindset that suggests the pressure is getting to him. Victim mentality. Kodak is facing trial for trafficking charges set for late 2025 while announcing pop-up shows and dealing with fresh arrests, including his ex's brawl charges that keep adding to his problems. Never-ending drama cycle. His career remains unstable due to ongoing legal battles and addiction struggles, proving that talent means nothing without accountability and proper decision-making in an industry that's always watching. Facts. Kanye West. Kanye West annihilated his billionaire empire through a series of anti-Semitic rants that shocked even his most loyal supporters and proved that money can't buy you common sense, straight insanity. His October 2022 social media posts included threatening to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, sparking immediate backlash from advocacy groups and celebrities who couldn't believe what they were seeing from the supposed genius. The December 2022 InfoWars interview with Alex Jones became the final nail in his career coffin when he proclaimed his love for Hitler like he'd completely lost his mind. Career on live TV. The anti-Semitic rhetoric consequences were swift and devastating, hitting harder than a Mike Tyson punch to the face. Instant karma. Adidas terminated their Yeezy partnership immediately, taking his billionaire status with it and costing him an estimated $1.5 billion that disappeared faster than his credibility. Gap, Balenciaga, and Foot Locker followed suit, sending his net worth plummeting from $2 billion to approximately $400 million, basically losing more money than most people will ever see in 10 lifetimes. Devastating losses. His 2025 anti-Semitic merchandise, including swastika t-shirts, led to Shopify shutting down his online store and talent agencies dropping him entirely like he was radioactive waste, untouchable status. His defense of Diddy amid abuse allegations and continued inflammatory statements have kept him in controversy like it's his full-time job. The ADL reported rising anti-Semitism partly attributed to Kanye's comments, showing his real-world impact beyond entertainment that actually hurt people in real life. Dangerous influence. Even his massive fan base, known for defending him through various controversies, couldn't justify these actions when defending the indefensible became impossible. Even the stands gave up. Fellow artists and celebrities who had supported him since college dropout quickly distanced themselves like he had the plague. Bridges burned forever. Twitter and Instagram suspended him multiple times for violating hate speech policies, limiting his ability to promote music or communicate with fans who were already turning their backs. Social media exile. Kanye changed his name again from Ye in 2025 and maintains a $2.77 billion net worth despite facing career-threatening lawsuits and boycotts that should have ended everything, somehow still rich. He claims he's done with anti-Semitism, but continues operating independently while isolated from major partnerships and collaborators who want nothing to do with his toxic brand. His fall from grace serves as the ultimate example of how success means nothing when you burn every bridge to get attention. Cautionary tale for real. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine exploded onto the scene with Gummo, but destroyed his career by violating hip-hop's most sacred rule: never snitch, no matter what the consequences are. Street Code 101. His 2015 conviction for using a 13-year-old in a performance video already tainted his image with pedophilia accusations that had the culture side-eyeing him from day one. Red flags everywhere. When federal racketeering charges connected to the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods emerged in 2018, he faced potential life in prison for drug trafficking, firearms offenses, and ordering hits like he was running a criminal enterprise. Real consequences. His cooperation with authorities and extensive testimony against gang members, including naming Jim Jones as a 9 Trey member, earned him the permanent snitch label that's basically a death sentence in hip-hop. Unforgivable sin. The hip-hop community immediately shunned him for violating the no snitching code, with artists like Meek Mill leading the condemnation like they were excommunicating him from the culture, rightfully so. His testimony detailing violent acts and gang operations shocked fans who had supported his colorful, aggressive persona without knowing the real consequences behind the scenes. Fake gangster exposed. Post-release assaults, including a 2023 gym beating, highlighted the real-world consequences of his cooperation and proved that snitching has permanent repercussions streets don't forget. His parole violations, including failing drug tests, led to additional jail time and further damaged his credibility with anyone who might have given him a second chance. Can't stay out of trouble. His trolling of rivals like Lil Durk fueled public disdain and death threats from gang affiliates who took his betrayal personally and won't forget it. Playing with fire. His post-prison singles flopped commercially, and venues refused to book him due to security concerns and community backlash that made him basically untouchable. Career over. Media outlets like Rolling Stone called his career a train wreck, while fans on social media mocked his desperate attempts at relevance through continued trolling and stunts that fell flat every time. Became a joke. 6ix9ine pleaded guilty to drug possession in July 2025 and faces sentencing on September 25th, with his legal troubles continuing to pile up endlessly, never-ending cycle. He's nearly bankrupt, with the IRS auctioning his assets, highlighting how snitching cost him money, respect, and freedom all at once. Lost everything. His career remains effectively dead due to the culture's permanent rejection of his betrayal, proving that some lines you just can't cross and expect to come back from. Facts. Tay-K. Tay-K gained viral fame with The Race while literally running from murder charges. But his violent crimes ended his career before it truly began and turned his life into a cautionary tale. Straight tragic. In 2016, he participated in a home invasion robbery that killed 21-year-old Ethan Walker, leading to capital murder charges at age 16 that should have taught him the game was over. Real consequences for real crimes. Instead of facing justice, he cut off his ankle monitor and fled in 2017, recording his hit song while on the run like he was living in a movie instead of real life. Delusional mindset. The Race bragged about his fugitive status with lyrics like "I did the race," which aided law enforcement in his capture, and drew criticism for glamorizing violent crime that actually destroyed families. Self-snitching at its worst. While on the run, he was linked to another murder in San Antonio, killing photographer Mark Saldivar in a carjacking that proved he couldn't control. His violent impulses, serial killer behavior. The public was divided between fans celebrating the song's rawness and victims' families condemning his insensitivity to real violence that shattered their lives forever. Devastating impact. His July 2019 conviction for Walker's murder resulted in a 55-year sentence with no possibility of parole until at least 2042, basically ending his life before it started. Game over at 17. His 2025 conviction for Saldivar's murder added 80 years, bringing his total to 135 years. That's longer than most people live. Astronomical sentence. His projected release date of August 8, 2099 sparked intense online reactions, with some fans expressing sympathy for his youth, while others supported the harsh punishment for taking innocent lives. Divided opinions. His incarceration prevents any new music releases or career development, effectively freezing his artistic potential at age 16 when most kids are worried about homework. Wasted talent. The Race retains cult status, but his violent actions eliminated any possibility of building on that success or becoming the star he could have been. Tragic waste. Online debates continue about justice versus youth, but his choices at 16 determined his entire life trajectory in the worst way possible. Permanent consequences. Tay-K is serving concurrent sentences with no realistic chance of freedom, making his case a cautionary tale about how teenage violence can destroy lives before they truly begin. Sobering reality. His story serves as a stark reminder that viral fame means nothing when real-world consequences catch up to criminal behavior that can't be undone with any amount of talent or success. Facts. T.I. T.I. dominated the 2000s as the self-proclaimed king of the South, but systematically destroyed his legacy through legal troubles and deeply inappropriate personal revelations that shocked even his closest supporters. Self-destruction masterclass. It became career suicide when he revealed taking his teenage daughter for annual hymen checks, crossing a line that no amount of talent could justify. Weird behavior for real. The backlash was immediate and devastating. Medical professionals condemned the practice, social media erupted, and his own daughter Deja unfollowed him on Instagram while liking posts criticizing his behavior. Family divided. VH1 immediately put his show T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle on ice, and multiple talk shows canceled his scheduled appearances like he was radioactive waste. Industry blackball. His weapons arrest in 2007 for attempting to purchase machine guns and silencers had already damaged his reputation at his career peak, resulting in a year-long prison sentence that disrupted his momentum when he was on top. A 2010 drug arrest violated his probation, adding 11 months to his incarceration and proving he couldn't learn from his mistakes when it mattered most. Repeat offender behavior. Multiple women accused him and wife Tiny of drugging and sexual assault in 2021, leading to lawsuits including a 2024 case claiming a 2005 incident that painted them as predators with a pattern of abuse, serious allegations. They denied the allegations as extortion attempts, but public backlash included boycotts and intense scrutiny of their reality show that exposed their private business to the world. His aggressive feuds, like destroying Lil Flip's career, painted him as a bully who used his influence to crush competitors instead of elevating the culture. Toxic leadership. Reddit users questioned his relevance post-2010, while media outlets noted how his legal issues overshadowed his musical contributions that should have cemented his legacy as a Southern legend. His 2025 check-in demand to a Chicago rapper sparked debates about his outdated influence and arrogant behavior in a changed hip-hop landscape that doesn't respect old-school politics anymore. Times change. T.I. delayed his farewell album, Kill the King, due to promotion fatigue, but won a $71 million lawsuit against MGA Entertainment for OMG Girls IP theft, showing he can still secure bags in the courtroom if not the studio. He remains active in business and activism despite scandals, but his reputation as hip-hop royalty has been permanently tarnished by legal troubles and inappropriate behavior that shocked even his most loyal supporters who thought they knew him. Legacy destroyed. Here's where we draw the curtain, fam. Thanks for watching. For more of such updates, do click on the card showing on the screen. Stay tuned for more real talk.